Hi everyone and welcome. So in this video actually will be about relative molecular mass. So let's start first to define what actually is relative molecular mass. So symbol that we are using is MR, and it's really useful to know this. So later when you will actually do different kind of tasks, so that you know how to label everything what is needed. So what actually is meaning word relative? Relative regarding chemistry and this specific case is some kind of absolute mass that is not absolute, is relative, so it's opposite, meaning that we do not have any kind of unit. And usually when we talk about mass, unit will be grams or kilograms. So in this case there is no unit. Why there is no unit? Because it will be compared to something that we call mass of carbon-12, meaning the isotope of carbon-12 that we mentioned in the video before. Molecular is meaning basically that is connected to different kind of molecules. Meaning when we say word molecule, that will be something that is made of more than one atom, and these atoms are connected with a chemical bond. We have also ionic compounds. Ionic compounds are made of ions, meaning that these different word kind of will be used. Instead of molecule, it will be used word formula mass. But procedure how to calculate is the same, just the type of the compound or a molecule will be different. And the final word is mass. So usually how we define mass, how heavy something is for its size kind of. But basically in this case, because it's chemistry and we are talking about atoms and molecules that are really small, in this case this mass actually is something that will be again compared to the one of the 12th part of the mass of carbon's isotope, actually carbon-12 atom. So overall, how we can define actually what relative molecular mass is, shortly it will be that you can get it or calculate. And how you can do that, it's actually the sum of the relative atomic masses of all atoms or chemical elements that are actually involved in a molecule. But let's just start with some examples and it will be much easier to solve the task. So before actually we go to specific examples and how to calculate, I think it's really good to know why actually we are practicing so much this relative molecular mass and how in the end it's so important in chemistry. So one of the important things is that this mass, actually relative molecular mass, is later important in chemistry when you would like to calculate something that we call the number of moles. These moles are important later, of course, because it will give us information of the specific number of particles, either if we are talking about ions, atoms, or molecules, but it will be more explained as I mentioned later. Also, this relative molecular mass is important to determine or give us information about different kind of chemical formulas. Or if we are talking about relative formula mass, then it will give us information about formula units. Also, relative molecular mass can give you information and help you to balance chemical equations. And regarding real world applications, so in different specific parts, let's say pharmacy, it can help to how you calculate the amount of drugs used in different kind of industry. It can also give us different kind of importance. And let's say in environmental science, it can help you to track emissions of different molecules. The most common one is carbon dioxide. Okay, now how actually we can calculate MR or relative molecular mass? There are different steps. So first step, you need to find out the actually the formula of a specific molecule. So if we are talking about water, we know that the formula is H2O. The second thing, you need to recognize chemical elements. So here you have hydrogen and oxygen. These two are actually building the molecule of water. The next thing, you need to have periodic table, because in periodic table you will be able to find relative atomic mass of each chemical element inside of this formula. So in this case, hydrogen, if you check for hydrogen in periodic table, you will find that this number, you can find 1.0079 in periodic table, and this is actually relative atomic mass of hydrogen. The next one, oxygen, if you go to periodic table, you will find that the relative atomic mass of oxygen is 15.999. Meaning, when you have all these informations, then you're putting everything in the formula. So Mr, symbol for relative molecular mass, H2O in the bracket, that you know what actually for which molecule you are calculating this, and then why put 2 times AR of H? Because if you observe the molecule, you will notice that the formula is H2O, meaning that the molecule of water is made of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So this is the reason why you have here 2 times AR of H plus AR of O, because 1 oxygen atom. Later, you see that I put 2 times 1.0079, so 2 because 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1.0079 because this is relative atomic mass of hydrogen, and plus 15.999, this is oxygen. When you all calculate together, the number that you get is 18.015, and this is relative molecular mass for one molecule of water. If you notice, no unit, meaning it's relative. So relative parts specific in this chemistry will not have any unit, and this is actually solved task. The next one, ethanol. So you have more than 2 chemical elements. So first, this is the formula, C2H6O, meaning that this molecule is made of 2 carbon atoms, 6 hydrogen atoms, and 1 oxygen atom. When you realize that you have 3 different chemical elements and how many atoms you have, again you need periodic table, and you need to find relative atomic mass for carbon, for hydrogen, and for oxygen. So for carbon is 12.011, so this is AR for C. For hydrogen, that will be 1.008, so I'll write it like this. So this part is from periodic table, and this is how you should write it down. And for oxygen is 15.999. So when you have all these data, you're putting that in the formula. For symbol for relative molecular mass is Mr. In the bracket, you're putting the formula of the molecule that you want to actually find out or calculate. Then, next step, checking the number of carbons. So you have 2 carbon atoms, so you need to 2 times AR of C. Then check how many hydrogen atoms you have. So you have 6, so 6 times AR of H. And for oxygen, you have only 1, so it's AR of O. After that, instead of AR, you're putting actual number for each chemical element. So for C was 12.011, for hydrogen 1.008, and for oxygen 15.999. One more thing. Then you add them all together. First multiply and then add them, and the number that you get is 46.069, and that's actually the solved task. What I want to say, don't be scared, meaning that you maybe made mistake if this, for example, AR of hydrogen is 1.0079. This can differ from periodic table in one country to periodic table in another country. Even in the same country, they can have periodic tables with different numbers. When I say different numbers, there are not so big differences, but it can be like, for example, for hydrogen, sometimes you will find that they write 1.008. Sometimes you will see that they write 1.0079. Then for oxygen, sometimes in some periodic tables, you will see that they write 16. Sometimes you will see that they write 15.999. What is important for you? the periodic table you have, you should use the numbers in periodic table that you have. Do not use at the same time 2 or 3 different periodic tables. Meaning, if you're doing some kind of calculation at home, try that you're using the same periodic table so that you can get the most accurate results regarding that. Then, let's consider more complicated tasks. So, for example, let's say that you have copper 2 sulfate pentahydrate, meaning that this molecule is a combination of water and copper sulfate. This pentahydrate is meaning that you have 5 molecules of water. I put this here on purpose. So this is meaning 5 molecules of waters plus this part here, CuSO4. So as we mentioned, first you need to figure out the elements that you have in the formula. So the first one, Cu, is copper. The second one, S, is sulfur. Then you have O is oxygen. Then here again you have hydrogen and oxygen. Be careful when you will count the number of atoms. Why I'm saying this? Let's check the first part here. Cu, you have only one, so you have only one copper atom. S, you have only one sulfur atom. Then oxygen, here you have actually 4 atoms of oxygen. Before you focus on the number of atoms, my advice is check the formula, check the different chemical elements in that formula, actually the elements that you have. When you figure it out, the elements you have, find each element in periodic table and write their relative atomic mass. So for copper, in periodic table will be 63.55. Then sulfur, then oxygen, then hydrogen. When you do that, then focus actually on number of atoms, because your next step will be actually writing that down in your formula for MR. So we mentioned copper, you have 1 atom, sulfur, you have 1. Then oxygen, here you have 4 oxygen atoms. Now this part here, when you have times 5 molecules of water, you really need to be careful. This 5 in front is meaning that actually 5 times 2, you have 10 hydrogen atoms. What this actually means, or how this is possible, this is why I put this picture here. On the picture, you have labeled hydrogen. So the red one is oxygen and another color is hydrogen. If you count all together in these 5 molecules, you will see that hydrogen atoms you have 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Meaning that the number in front of the molecule, you need to multiply with each element inside. So the first one is hydrogen. So 5 in front times 2 is 10. So you have altogether 10 hydrogen atoms. Then oxygen. Count the number of oxygen on the picture. So in 5 molecules, how many oxygens altogether you have? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Of course, you will not always have a picture in front of you, so the much easier way will be actually to know how to use these numbers in front of the molecule. In this case, you have 5 in front, and oxygen doesn't have any number below like hydrogen does, meaning that this, when is no number down, this is meaning actually that is 1. So 5 times 1 in our case will give you 5 oxygen atoms. Now let's go back. You already had oxygen here, so you need to add them together. It's much easier than calculate them separately. So all together we have actually 9 oxygen atoms. Now when you define the number of atoms in your molecule, let's put everything in the formula. So symbol for relative molecular mass, MR. We in the bracket the formula of the molecule. Then we said we had 1 copper, so ArCu, 1 sulfur, 9 oxygens, and 10 hydrogens. The next step, instead of Ar, you're putting actually the numbers. So for copper, 1, sulfur 1, so this is relative atomic masses. Oxygen we need to times with 9 and hydrogen with 10. And in the end, the number that we get when we multiply and add them all together is 249.691. And this is actually answer for this task. So please be careful if you have numbers in front of the molecule. The next one, calcium phosphate. It looks again complicated, but there are just some rules that you need to take care of when you are solving this kind of task. So step number 1, find out the formula you already have. Step number 2, find elements, how many different elements you have and what is their name. So Ca, calcium, P, phosphorus, O, oxygen. Find them in periodic table and write it down their relative atomic masses. So calcium, phosphorus, oxygen. Next step, figure it out the number of atoms. So, and then put everything in the formula. Again, relative molecular mass, formula symbol Mr. Mr, in the bracket, we are putting the formula of the molecule. I put this picture on purpose just to give you a clue what this bracket actually means in this formula. So let's start with calcium. So calcium, you see number 3 here, meaning that you have 3 atoms. This is why I put in the formula 3 times Ar of calcium. Now check the picture. The green things are representing calcium atoms. So if you count, you'll see that you have 3 of them. Then the next step with the bracket. PO4 in the bracket 2 is meaning that in this formula you have 2 times this pattern PO4. If you check the picture, you will see that you have these 2 orange ones and then 4 on the left and 4 on the right side red ones. Orange one is representing P or phosphorus and the red ones are representing O. So if you notice, you have one green Ca or calcium which is connected to 2 oxygens and then 2 oxygens are connected to phosphorus and then this phosphorus is connected to 2 oxygens, meaning that one phosphorus is surrounded with 4 oxygens. This is on the left side. Now check on the right side. Again, one phosphorus is surrounded with 4 oxygens, meaning on the left and the right side you have one piece of this phosphorus surrounded with 4 oxygens, meaning this PO4 is actually times 2. One on the left and one on the right side. This is the reason why PO4 is in the bracket and you have this small 2 in front, meaning that 2 times you have this kind of structure inside of the molecule. Meaning how you can use this in calculation. So again, these 2 times P doesn't have any number below, meaning it's 1. So 2 times 1 is 2, meaning that you have 2 P's in this molecule. So in the formula below, 2 times Ar of P plus 2 times 4 oxygens altogether is 8, meaning 8 times Ar of O. After that, in that formula, you're putting numbers. So relative atomic mass for calcium, for phosphorus, and for oxygen. You multiply and then add them all together, and the number that you get is your result, meaning in this case is 310.172. So this is shortly about this. I hope this was helpful, and good luck everyone.